Me.
Yo, yo, yo. Let me know if you can hear me. Special Sunday edition. Happy Father's Day to all of the deadbeat dads, the one night stand dads. I don't give a fuck. The fuck them kids dads, stepdads. The dads with 8 baby mamas. I don't give a fuck if you shot up a chick's balls and she carried a kid to term. Happy Father's Day. Ain't no disclaimers. Ain't no if he did this and fuck all that. If he attended the recital or paid the rent. I don't give a fuck if he was late on all. If you're $1,000 million behind the child support. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the niggas with the suspended licenses. All them niggas. All them niggas, man. Now check this out. I got a special guest today. I hope y'all know who this is. If you don't, you should. He says he don't think he gets enough props for being a black manosphere OG, triple OG, triple double teardrop, triple OG. I got General Tito in this motherfucker, man. With the evil laugh and all that. I don't know if my mic too loud. Let me turn it down just a little bit. I don't know if y'all know who the fuck Tito is, man. Eloquently petty, articulate assholery, uppity Negro swag. My name is Marcus, and this is the Keep It 100 channel where we keep it 100. Or we gonna keep it 100 today. So I want to say this now. The views and opinions of General Tito may or may not reflect the views of Marcus Aurelius and the Keep It 100 channel, or they might. Or they might. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers who did and didn't take care of their kids. For the fathers that went out and get a pack of cigarettes and never came back. Happy Father's Day to Billy Garland, Legs. At any rate, let's get this show started. We got my man in the building. We about to get it popping. Happy Sunday, man. Let's do it. What's going on, baby?
Yo, what up, man? What up? Hey, man, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, man. Just like he said, no matter, if anybody is validating you or not, you still doing important work. Even if you just bust and ran off, you still doing important work because you populating the world. You know what I'm saying? So happy Father's Day to all of y'all. And by the way, June is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month and Prostate Cancer Month. I know they don't care. I know they want y'all to die, but I'm just reminding y'all, man.
See, I ain't know that shit, and that's why we need a motherfucker like Tito in the building. So I got questions, but before we get into this, before we get into this, I need them to know who you are for the motherfuckers. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to everybody that you know already follows my man. If you don't know, I mean, I tagged them in the video. Tito the Truth. All right, if you ain't got him on your sub list, you need to get him on there. You know, he ain't he don't play no politics. He say what it is. You know, God in a way that I do, but I think he might be more raw. This motherfucker more raw. Okay. All right. So tell him the history, bro. You already know. Tell him the history. Tell him. You know, for the guys who don't know. What's up, Adrian? I see you. For the people who don't know, this is a 1.0 guy.
Yeah.
This is a 1. Right.
Yeah, I'm from the original Manosphere when it was just all one Manosphere, right? It used to be that it was just all one Manosphere. It used to be a long time ago, you know, back in the hollow antiquity at the beginning of YouTube, that when you would have a channel that would have similar content, it would say related content in the sidebar. And so it used to be back then that whether you was a Afro-Latino like Barbarossa, or whether you was a white dude like Sandman, or whether you was a brother like Black Ram, all of y'all material would be right next to each other, lined up in that sidebar. So I'm from the Manosphere 1.0 when no matter what you was, Asian, no matter what you was, if you was doing this type of content, you was all in one boat. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that the white guys with their MRA movement and playing politics, they was basically using brothers for numbers, sort of like the feminists was, you know, back in the 70s, right? So I started out being like a commenter on a lot of people's channels. I started out really patrolling comment sections and driving females and simps crazy in the comment sections. And I had a couple of brothers. There would be Black Ram, Adagon Forest, Big BKL, now he calls himself Morale TV. And they would be like, man, why you don't make videos? And I'd be like, nah, you know, I didn't really picture myself doing that because to me, my voice sounded like Project Pat. I don't think I'm like a terribly eloquent speaker. And up to that point, the only public speaking I had done was like in a football huddle because I was captain of the defense when I was in high school and shit. So that was the only public speaking I had done. And so I was real nervous about it, you know. And so one day I just jumped out there and made content. I made this video, the now infamous Women Are Nasty Part 2. I was following up Black Ram's work. And when I made that video, this was back in, I want to say October 2015, when I made this video. And, you know, it caused a nationwide panic. And I'm not exaggerating either. I started out with like 2 subscribers. And within a week, I was almost at 1,000. And this is before paid. This is before you could pay for promotion, by the way. So when I made this video, you know, I black pill gas before black pill was even a term, because black pill comes out of one of my subscribers, a guy named Top Dollar Black Pill Gangster. That's who invented that term. But you know, I black pill guys to the point where you had guys like writing me suicide emails. You had guys talking about, you know, they watched the video and called it domestic. You had guys talking about they watched the video and they threw that hoe out. You had guys watching the video and was taking engagement rings back from bitches and everything. It caused a uproar. And so, unfortunately, my content was so inflammatory that this channel that I have now, this is my original channel. So I had got a community strike within like 5 weeks. I was they was already ready to ban me in 5 fucking weeks, right? So then that's when I started my other channel. At first I was calling it Viva Tito Sancho, and then after that it was Hardcore Tito, and that's the channel that blew way up to where I was like damn near 60. And you know, back then the black YouTube was really a really small compressed world. This is before Kevin Samuels and all of them. Black YouTube was a really small, really compressed world. So back then, if you had like 2,000 subs, you was a big deal. And I'm sitting here with damn near 60. So when you have a lot of people today, especially if you somebody that's like, I would say 35 and up, right? If you 35 and up and you a nigga and you got a computer and you was looking at YouTube, if you say you ain't never seen my shit, you a motherfucking lie. Because I went viral off of shares on Facebook. Guys used to use my videos specifically to harass and just totally demoralize females on Facebook and different message boards and all of that. So when people say that shit, it's cap. It's cap. You're not making me feel bad. You're just making your fucking self look stupid, right? So what happened with the schism, I guess you could apply that term, between us and the white manosphere is that when, remember that brother that got killed in South Carolina, Walter Scott, he got shot in the back.
Yeah.
And it was discovered that, what set off the incident was that they ran his place and he had a child support warrant. So you had, and I knew that was my moment to strike. Because when I first came into this and when I first started looking at Manosphere content and I seen how a lot of these, how willfully oblivious that a lot of these white content creators were to the situations that just specifically face Black men.
Right.
I was like, nah, this shit, no. So I was wondering how could I start a movement to get, Black men away from that. And so that was my moment to strike. Because you start having all of these content creators, even some Black ones, saying, talking a lot of shit about, Walter Scott. Like what? Like the man got killed over a child support warrant. He's running away. You know what I'm saying? You have people, but he was irresponsible. You can die for being irresponsible, but not like that though. Not like that. If you fly a crop duster airplane and you didn't do your pre-flight checklist and you had like a leaking valve or something, or your fuel pump wasn't working, or the contacts for the fuel pump weren't tightened all the way down or corroded, and you die because of that. That's an example of being dead because of irresponsibility or negligence. But as presented with the Walter Scott situation, you can't say that he deserved that death. There's no way you can. And so I made a lot of videos about that shit. And then that's when the schism happened. So for all of these guys to come along now talking about I seen a poll about Reg the bad guy, pussy, hoe ass, bitch ass, fat ass nigga, talking about who should be the president of the Manosphere when this bitch ain't even in the Manosphere no more. I don't know what the fuck he talking about us for, right? I mean, you asking who should be the president of the Manosphere, motherfucker. I'm George Washington and George Patton at the same fucking time, gay ass nigga. Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
How long we been online so far?
We've been on 20 minutes, man.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I promised y'all the fuckery. So I often point out that time in the Manosphere, especially like, when the MGTOW guys, and this is why, I know me and you share, I know you're conservative, right? But often I tell guys, it's like what you said earlier. You said that the white guys were using the Black guys for numbers. And I've often said, Black men should not make the same mistake that the Black feminists did by letting the white feminists use them for numbers. I've said this, right? And I think that Black men and women, sometimes we make the mistake. And I was just, debating these guys on Bernard Riley's channel the other day, if it wasn't yesterday. I said a lot of times Black men make the mistake of thinking because we agree with white men on a particular thing that we're allies. You understand what I'm saying? And that we're trying to reach the same goal together.
Maybe at a football game, but not in politics.
I try to tell these guys, man, they don't listen to me. I'm like, listen, man, listen, what do you think? It's like you're conservative and you want your Second Amendment rights and your stand your ground shit, but your black ass just stop if you got the rifle over your back while the white boys walk by you with with they AKs and shit in plain view.
Yeah,
You
they
know what I
got
mean?
a whole goddamn what they call them you remember them my deuce with the sandbags around it. They can just sit up next to that with the
Right.
tripod and shit. They ain't
Right. And
gonna
this ain't to say that a motherfucker's Democrat or that I support Biden or none of the fuck shit that they come with. At the end of the day, man, it's like, there's things to think about on both sides. But at any rate, that's the politics thing. But I often talk about that time period in the manosphere where you had, the white guys on that shit, and then you kind of had to segue off into the black manosphere. You understand what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. In that time period of the black manosphere, like the early black manosphere 1.0, what do you remember the tone being like? I guess, the message from most of the black content creators at the time. And I'm talking about, the general, and I know that there's no like one message that's coming out of the black manosphere space, but I remember the black manosphere message to be, for the most part, certain things. I mean, I want you to say it because I don't want to prompt you, right?
okay.
You're 1.0. So
Okay, so
right,
back then it was a bunch of different discussions going on, right? There was, on one front, you have brothers that were like warning the younger brothers about the snares and traps of this society as it specifically pertains to black men, right? Then on another front, you had guys like waking people up that was like caught in the midst of this and didn't even understand what it is. Like, to this day, I have, subscribers that was like that first got turned on to me when they was like 14 and 15. And they say, hey, I never understood what this was or why this was taking place. Then you had some brothers that were just specifically dedicated to exposing female bullshit.
right,
You know what I'm saying? But all in all, the whole tone of the black manosphere was to be a resource and a safe space. And it's got way away from that, but that was the whole overall tone back then, to be a resource and a safe space, but primarily a resource. So when you hear this bullshit ass gaslight of, oh, when y'all complaining about women, that's bullshit. If I'm trying to warn a boy that's 15 in high school right now about feminism, if I'm trying to warn him about like different machinations of females that like to play these manipulating ass games, that like to control you, that like to use texting and all of this as a means to monitor you, that they want you to FaceTime you when you sitting there taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not complaining about females. I'm helping this young man out. That's just like when these niggas talk this pussy ass SBE shit. Now, if I'm talking to a female, if I'm face to face with a female, right? What is that nigga? Steph is cold. I remember he was, oh man, why he gotta make that much and all of that? When he was on there with that girl that's talking about she sell lingerie or some shit. If I would have been on there with her and she would have told me that some nigga gotta make $120,000 to be fucking with her, I'm like, oh, okay, well, you fellas hear that, man. Y'all need to step your game, and went to the next question. But oh man, that's trying to shame somebody, right?
right.
When you specifically having a conversation with a female, that is trying to shame somebody. But if you're having a conversation amongst men and you're talking about some of the things that females do, or you're talking about the way that this current iteration of society tends to use females as pawns, that's not SBE. And a lot of these niggas are bitches. A lot of these niggas are pandering up to females. And a lot of these niggas are fucking government agents, right? Now, as it pertains to what the tone was of the so-called white manosphere back then, you had some white male content creators that was cool, you know what I'm saying? But then you had some that they of course had the same homoerotic obsession with big fat veiny black male penises like a lot of so-called white men do, right? And they would give endless lectures about, you know, you're hard at work while she's getting spit roasted by Tyrone and Daquan. Like they would talk about black dicks for hours, bro. They would. Now you had like I say, but you had not all of them was on that, and then you had the MRA crowd, right? Mm-hmm. I actually confronted a couple of MRAs. I roasted Aaron Clary before, right? The MRAs, right? I would ask them specific questions like, you know, so what are y'all gonna specifically do for so-called black men? And they would say shit like, "Oh, well, this is going to benefit all men." And
right?
Is it? Is it? You know, why are you making it about race? And I would explain to them. I mean, did you skip American history class in school? That's all I would ask them. Are you not aware of American history? And you asking me why is this about race? Are you serious? Right? I would ask the MRAs. I would ask them, you know, why don't they specifically address the way that the white power structure has used the black female as a pawn, not only against so-called black men, but actually against so-called white men and women as well. And they didn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. And I said, and that's what I told them. See, you think you motherfuckers think, you white motherfuckers think that we as dumb as these black bitches are.
Right.
But we not.
Right.
You think this wannabe, you know, Gloria Steinem with the dick shit that you trying to pull off go work is not gonna work. You can't pull it off, Phil.
Shout out to Hood Conservative. I'm glad you're in the building for this conversation. You're a few minutes late. I wish you were here a few minutes ago because I did address the conversation that we had. I don't know if it was yesterday or the other day on Bernard's channel, but you know, you can catch it on the playback. We're gonna move forward. But shout out to you. Shout out to Alonzo, JC, Cortez, Tampa, Romello. I see you, bro. I appreciate you on the Cash Apps, man, for real. Hannibal, Toya, I see all of y'all. Lucy's in the building. Tito.
Yeah, what's up, baby?
Yeah. So, you know, everybody that's up in here, man. Chaos, I see you. You know. So, yeah, Ron, what's going on? Grab Second Gear, I see you. K Williams, what's going on, bro? Just wanted to shout some people out. Coach Lamont, New, what's good? What's good, New? All right, Cincinnati Red, what's popping? All right, so I remember that time period because I've been, you know, like people see me, I'm new on as a content creator on YouTube. I'm new, but I've been around.
Okay.
Right. I've been, you know, I used to do, you know, Blog Talk.
Okay.
And you know, I think I got like one debate with Tanya. You know Tanya TKO.
Yeah.
Me and her go back years. I know Tanya for real. And yeah, we had one debate on there, but that's how long I've been and on Facebook, you know, my Facebook roasts are legendary. But you're the roast king on this motherfucker. We're gonna get into that soon. So all right, so Manosphere 1.0, right? So you just laid out for me on my channel, on video, what that was about. It was about what you just said. I don't want to repeat everything, but you pretty much said, you know, putting dudes onto the game, putting dudes on the, you know, like you said, the snares of what's out there, to, you know, to get them caught up, whether it's the law, whether it's women, whatever it is, whatever it is, right? And you also addressed the whole SBE thing. You know, I said this the other, I don't know if you know, see any of my shit, but I addressed this the other day. You know, I said, you know, you can't shame somebody that ain't present to be shamed.
Exactly.
Right. If I'm having a conversation with my mans about, you know, hey man, watch out, chicks be doing this, chicks be doing that. And let's say I did show him a news article. Let's say, you know, he thought that most black men were deadbeats, and I show them the stats saying that that's bullshit. Let's say I show them the stats that most of these chicks, whether it be the single mom rate, whatever, we all know the things that get discussed on these channels. If I'm showing that to men, I don't understand how that's shaming, right? Because to me, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, to me, anybody that doesn't want that story told, because where was all of this when the talk shows were SBEing black men?
Exactly. Where was all of this when Sally Jesse Raphael was on? Where was all of this when Oprah was on? Where was all of this for Phil Donahue and Ricky Lake? I didn't hear anybody talking about that. But I explained what that was. That was just a natural progression, a natural sequential progression of anti-so-called black male propaganda that basically started with the pimp movies. The pimp movies, I had the black pill people on that. The pimp movies were a lead into feminism, right? Notice that you had the pimp movies come out in the early 70s to mid 70s. Then in the late 70s, you have feminism, because they had to put this media caricature of so-called black men and their relationship dynamics with so-called black women out there to make it look like it's a pretext for so-called black women to want to escape this alleged oppression from black men. But a black man ain't oppressing nothing. Like, get the fuck out of here, but a hairbrush.
Right.
Out of here, man. Niggas be brushing their way. That's the only thing a black man is oppressing. What the fuck is y'all talking about? I seen a nigga with a bitch with one arm the other day. Like, come on, man. These niggas will take these hoes any way they look. Oppression. You gotta be out your fucking mind.
Right. I think that black men, some of the most settling motherfuckers ever. Like, black. Yeah, we raised to settle.
Yeah, you see Idris Elba looking ass niggas with the bummiest hood rats ever, with tattoos on their face, and there'd be another nigga name on their face and all type of shit. Like, what the fuck do y'all be talking about when y'all be making this shit up, this propaganda? All of y'all, the white feminists, the divestors, the fucking simps. What the fuck? Where do y'all be getting this shit from? Okay, so one random nigga might kill his baby mama. Okay, fine. But all in all, come on. That ain't how reality look.
So Dante Whitaker says, because earlier when I asked where was the where was the SBE, like, I guess he says the black voice against what women were doing were in hip hop, unless I'm reading this wrong, right? Now, right, he's basically saying, like, they were responding to us on the talk shows, we were going at them in hip hop. But real quick, Dante, let me ask him real quick. Remember the Calvin Butt steamroller? Remember that? Remember C. Dolores Tucker and her and Bob Dole going against hip hop, right? Because we were calling the women bitches and hoes. Remember that? Let me ask you a question, Dante, and then I'm gonna let you take it, Tito. Where's the C. Dolores Tucker and the steamroller for what these bitches are saying in these records today? Where's the government? Where's the, oh my God, they're saying this is, because they talking some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. He's a munch.
Right, where the steamroll at? Nobody gonna roll over Megan Thee Stallion and
Yeah, where's Dan Quayle?
Right. Where they at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the congressional hearing?
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Right. For what's the Glorilla?
Mm-hmm.
With the abortion record?
Yeah.
Is she making an abortion record?
Yeah, yo, toxic dick having ass nigga, you ain't shit there.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, get the fuck out of here with that. Anytime, first of all, black men having the upper hand in anything is a bad thing for the mainstream media. Like, motherfucker can't have the upper hand in nothing, right? So anytime we're speaking, whether it be on, and this is the first, YouTube is the only space that I can think of, the only space to this day, where nigga can say some shit, and they come in here to tell us shut up. YouTube ain't no Fox soul for niggas. No Fox soul for niggas. Where's the video niggas making to tell the Fox soul, old maids to shut the fuck up? Where that at? Where's that SBE video for them chicks? For four old bras that done got pumped, dumped to death. Got a show from Fox. That's an oxymoron, Tito. Fox soul.
Yeah. The real Fox News show don't look like that. They make sure they keep some young, fine, non-black women on the real Fox News. I don't know where they got these whether be no hags with them damn lines in their neck from thyroid disorders and all type of shit, and varicose veins, and wearing Spanx and panty gurgles and shit. But yeah, when people ask about, and I talked about that on my channel before, I think I roasted that fat ass bitch Sansa Ray before. The one that wear all them goddamn karate master wigs and shit all the time with the big ass eyebrows. That bitch with them eyebrows and them wigs, that bitch looked like, when they had on the old school karate tournament movies, when they had a tournament to figure out who the best martial artist, and the master be sitting there with the silk robe on and shit with the bushy eyebrows. That's how that bitch be looking with them wigs on. But I digress. So one day I was roasting this big ass bloated hag who was living in the back of a Ford Explorer for a couple of years. But anyway, so she was talking about, black men disrespecting women in rap lyrics and all of this shit.
This is Sansa Ray?
Yeah, she was saying that shit. This was like on my first, back in the day, like in 2016. That was a roast from back then. So I was telling this dumb bitch, like, no. Black men didn't just jump up and spontaneously do this shit. In the 70s, niggas spent the whole 70s, 60s, and 50s serenading you hoes. They didn't just jump up and do this shit. This was a natural response to seeing hoes disrespect Khalid Muhammad and shit on the Phil Donahue show. That's what this was. This was a natural response to, y'all running up on these shows and saying niggas is on the down low and all this goofy ass shit. That's what this in response to. Oh, and by the way, bitch, since you wasn't old enough, you wasn't around really in the 80s and 90s. You too young to remember. But the more disrespectful the rapper was, the more hoes he got. Easy anybody? That nigga fucked himself to death. Shit.
Sansa Ray ain't as young as you think. I might add, I know Sansa Ray.
Ain't she just turned to 40 right now?
I mean, she just came back from the dead. Last I looked.
Yeah, because she went over there on TikTok and fooled all of them TikTokians, with their short attention spans and 33-second long videos and all that shit. She fooled them into thinking she's some type of experienced life coach or some shit, I don't know.
She faked her death.
Yeah, I know she faked her death. She faked her face too. What didn't she fake? Her face looks like the side of a fucking 76 Grand Marquis.
Oh man,
that's she looked like she just drove her face out of a hand car wash on 87th Street.
Sansa Ray old. She's up with us, bro. She's up with us.
She is.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay then. Well, she should know better. That shit she was saying. The first time I roasted her, I thought she was probably like maybe 10 years younger than me because how stupid she was. Okay.
Nah, man. Sansa Ray's up there, man. You know, I know Sansa Ray from when she was trying to be a model. Okay, when I was doing my magazine shit, and you know, she was trying to be a model. You know what I'm saying? You threw the drawers at a nigga, and I dare her to say I'm lying.
She
This
was
was
too big to be a model. But what kind of model?
that kind of model.
Like on the runway?
No, she was trying to be, you know, eye candy.
Oh.
She got pictures. She got
I'm into
pictures.
fashion, so I'm thinking a whole nother direction. It was
Nah,
okay.
man.
Okay.
I was you know, I was doing the, you know, that King magazine flavor type shit, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you know, she was coming at me. Oh, she was a black tail model that I didn't see, but nah, she was coming at me to get in the you know, there's a few magazines I put out, but you know, I had my own magazines out, and you know, she was hitting me. I was on the newsstand. She was hitting me up to get in the mags, man, and she said some, you know, some very crazy things, and you know, I got receipts for that. So
Yeah, sounds right.
yeah,
Screenshots like Future say them screenshots of
yeah.
motherfuckers.
Don't say you didn't, shorty, because I got receipts. BBM, remember the BBM, remember the BlackBerry Messenger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. If you're watching this video, watch your mouth. Anyway, so all right, so fast forward, we get to Manosphere 2.0. 2.0. So you're a 1.0 guy. Shout out to Maul. I see you, bro. Shout out to Maul. So here we go with 2.0, right? So you know the new, you know, the next generation of guys come in. Now you remember the tone for 1.0. In your own words, tell me what happened from 1.0 to 2.0 in terms of the message and the energy and all of that shit in your own words.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Tito talk, y'all.
All right. I think with 2.0, that guys started, they simp chip kicked in. You know, they started being worried about female validation. They started being worried about, you know, how they view politically. They started worried about the wrong shit. Like one of the discussions with 2.0, you know, in my departure, in my untimely departure, was, oh well, y'all, Tito is y'all God, and look at all the things he's been in jail for and all that. So they because they were worried about how they look politically, they started like trying to, I guess, distance themselves from like certain content creators, certain messages and shit.
Right.
They became overly worried about, you know, being inclusive to females, which was never a thing with us. You know, I've got plenty of female subscribers that I had since day one, but I never made it inclusive to the point where, you know, I had female mods. I never made it inclusive to the point where I let females control what I say. I let females know, like any new female, because I can remember my subs. And when I see a new female name up there, they can co-sign all they want, but I let them know in no uncertain terms that this channel is me, Tarzan, you Jane. I'm not fucking with that shit over here. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm from over east in Chicago. We used to take pictures with Mac 10s with the bitch on her knees holding our leg and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the school I come from. But yeah, Manosphere 2.0, they begin to get a little bit too fucking politically sensitive. They begin to make their channels like, you know, clearing houses for dating coaches and shit. They got way away from what the message and the tone was with Manosphere 1.0.
Y'all heard what he said, right? Did y'all hear what he said? I ain't say it. Y'all heard what he said, right? Okay.
If you offended, fuck you.
Y'all heard what he said. Y'all heard what he said, right?
I'm on his platform, but I got my own mouth. If you offended, fuck you.
No,
This ain't got nothing to do with keeping the 100. He just hosting me. He's being very gracious and hosting me.
Okay, but here's the part where I agree with you, because this is what I told these niggas. I got a video called Manosphere 1.0 Revival. Okay? Niggas think I made some shit up. They thought it was a lie. Now here's a man from 1.0. Y'all heard what the fuck he just said, right? Oh, let me put Tice up. Tice shot when you out here.
Yeah,
no doubt. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
shout out to Tice, bro. What's going on, Tice? Right. But this, and shout out to New, because I New, I already know. But I told niggas this shit. But I'm full of shit. So, okay. So let's keep going.
Oh, and also what I noticed in 1 in 2.0, it's a whole lot of male Jezebel spirit over there. It is. When you try to pull these niggas coat to something, oh man, just cause you ain't do numbers and your YouTube career ain't, and I have to like, what the fuck you talking about? What? My YouTube career ain't what? Man, get the fuck. My channel got deleted. Nigga, I have more. Some of these niggas that be talking this shit, I got more motherfucking subs when I was locked up for 3 years not doing no motherfucking videos than they got right now. And they get the fuck out of here. You promotion paying ass, fake subscriber, paying for views ass niggas. And by the way, all of these niggas with big channels, y'all, I got a homework assignment for all of y'all that's listening right now. All of these niggas with big channels, mostly all of us got more than one email address, right? If you got another Google, if you got another Gmail, then you have a YouTube attached to that shit. For those of you that don't have YouTube Premium, right? Or for those of you that do have YouTube Premium, but you don't have it on another email, take the email that you don't have YouTube Premium on and go look at some of these motherfuckers' channels and watch how you never see commercials on it, because they can't monetize the shit, because YouTube won't let you monetize if you buy views.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, I exposed O'Shea fat ugly ass for that shit back in the day. Exposed his ass. Wasn't nothing he could say to it. I mean, you should look, the engagement and tell it all. You will have niggas with a video with 15,000 views, 800 likes, and like fucking 27 comments on the replay. How the fuck is your engagement that low? How is your engagement that low? A fucking prostate cancer support group got better fucking engagement than that, nigga. How is your engagement that goddamn low? What are your subscribers doing? Why do they not give a fuck about your channel? What's going on? That's the only way that happens, that those numbers are organic. And I don't put a lot of motherfuckers out there for that shit.
I had no idea that's how that worked. No fucking idea. Yo, bro, I get on here, I talk my shit. I don't really hustle this shit the way some of these niggas do. And I'm not mad at niggas who hustle it. I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. Hey, look, this shit is work. We give motherfuckers our time. We got to sit in front of these cameras. I mean, I see your mic set up. You know what I'm saying? Look, motherfuckers put money down on this shit. Like, I'm just saying, man. Let motherfuckers do what they do. But that's something I had no idea. So he just dropped some shit. But so to continue on, you mentioned so the new guys come in, right? And as you already said, the message went from one place to another. Right? Now, like you being a guy that been around from that time, what is your feelings on where this shit has gone from where it started to where it is now, as far as the message is concerned? Like, do you like what do you what part of the message do you rock with? What parts you don't rock with? Like, what's your opinion on that? I'm at right now. I'm asking broad questions. Soon I'm gonna get real specific.
Okay. My opinion on that is that y'all just 2.0, y'all just took off in all type of directions. Some niggas wanted to be dating coaches. Some niggas wanted to try to have a powwow with females, talking about bringing bitches back to the table. I don't know what that's about. And it seemed like on a very broad basis, everybody began to jack Kevin Samuel's swag. All of a sudden, everybody wanted to put on a blazer, big ass fucking giant glasses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking like the fucking windows at the fucking check cashing and shit. You know, and y'all just took something. And then all of this talk about incels. That's another thing. That's mind-boggling to me. It shows how much a lot of you niggas worship pussy when you use the alleged status of being an incel because somebody agrees with you to try to disvalidate a man's opinion or to try to assassinate that man's character. I don't even have motherfuckers call me an incel, and I just laugh at that shit. But you know, it shows how much y'all worship pussy,
right?
And that's another thing. It's people that it's like that's like I guess a low key way to discredit an opponent while simultaneously chasing female validation is to say, "Oh, well, you an incel." It's niggas with whole 4-hour lectures about incels and it's for incels and. Y'all put a lot of emphasis on that. The emphasis went from helping the man to pussy, basically.
Right.
That's what the emphasis went to, and it's a sad thing to see because this used to be a great institution for men. But one positive thing that I'm starting to see every time I look up my percentage of subscribers that are from like, let me see, because I always look at my creator dashboard and see what's going on with my numbers. And this is one encouraging sign that I'm seeing is that my views, my subscribers that are between the ages of 13 and 17 go up a little, and then they have shot up a lot with guys that are between 18 and 24. So as much as I love, preaching to the choir, the guys that's already been here, my day one subs, right. I'm always pleased to see that it's younger brothers tuning in. Last year on my Patreon, I had one guy that had just turned 18, and he's told me that he got his first bank account just so he could use a debit card, just so he could subscribe to my Patreon. Right. And so that's one of the encouraging signs that after these guys try out all of these phonies and all of these posers and all of these scam artists, that they will come and see something authentic. So maybe it's hope for the future. I hope it is.
Because the argument sometimes that's made by some of these people is that there's no, other than, us telling them, bad things about women, that there's no valuable information here for the young guys. Like, we don't drop no information or drop no game or tell these guys anything productive. My whole reason for being on here is because a lot of us didn't have that male voice telling us, hey man, watch out for this, watch out for that, don't be out here doing this, don't be out. And to be honest, a lot of voices were telling us to go to the streets.
Yeah, the niggas were telling me how to pick locks and load guns and shit.
Right.
Shit.
Right. So I'm trying to understand, like, whether whatever age group anybody is here listening to this stuff, you know, because then, you know, words get thrown around like, you know, trauma bonding and stuff like that. Like
all of those are gaslights. Wait a minute. Wait, not to cut
right.
you off, brother.
No,
Can
no,
I
go
go
ahead.
through my list of favorite gaslights?
No, hey, let's do
Please.
it.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
I'm a
start
like
with that one. I'm gonna start with that one. Trauma
I'm a
bonding.
like this. Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna light this and take a few puffs. You go ahead and do
Okay.
your thing, man.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
The first out of my favorite gaslights is that y'all are trauma bonding. No, we're not trauma bonding. We don't just come in here and say, oh, you know, my baby mama, I seen a sex video of her with the giant safety and she topped him off, and then just leave it at that. No, we don't just leave it at that. We examine why this happened. We examine how you can prevent this from happening in the future. We examine or we try to warn younger brothers so that it doesn't happen to them. That's not trauma bonding. That's information sharing. My other favorite gaslight. Oh, well, y'all just going there to complain about women. If we have something that's egregious, you know, like the alarming rate of women that abort kids, if we have something egregious like the fact that so-called Black women have been leading the FBI statistics in second-degree murder by way of child abuse for more than 20 years now, that's something that deserves to be complained about. Y'all had y'all false ass complaints for the past 30, 40 years about men being on the down low, Black men being deadbeat dads, Black men don't want to work. So if y'all have false ass complaints that are not based off of anything empirical, and we have complaints that are based off of an overabundance of empiricism, then how are they somehow disvalidated when yours were valid, right? My other favorite gaslight is who hurt you? Bitch, the government did. Any other questions? All of these are gaslights. SBE, all of these are gaslights. All of these are gaslights to have a substitution for a fucking cogent argument on our fully articulated dissenting opinion. That's all that shit is. And I don't even know why a lot of niggas respond to this shit, frankly. And that's another thing. The Manosphere 2.0, all of the gaslights that we used to throw off the motherfucking rim like Mutombo, these niggas swallowed all of them and tried to regurgitate a begging ass response. I don't get it. Then when you do throw empirical data, when you do throw statistics, then you got bitch ass simps like Sheep Stay Sleep that'll complain about that. Oh man, don't no man use no chart when he trying to choose a woman and This ain't about choosing women, fat nigga. Shit. You talking about a chart, nigga? Why don't you spend some of that food around and read the chart on the side of that shit, nigga? Look like you take a Kool-Aid IV. What the fuck's wrong with you? But yeah.
This nigga said a Kool-Aid IV.
Yeah, man. But yeah. Manosphere 2.0, they got on their fucking knees and opened their mouth and let these hoes pour every single gaslight down their fucking mouth. That's another problem. That's another complaint.
So the term bringing women back to the negotiating table. Okay, let's hold on. Let's wade in that water for a second, right? Bringing women back to the table, bringing women back to negotiate, right? The negotiating table. Let's not move past this too fast. Let's put our feet in that water and let the Epsom salt soak in the motherfucker of negotiating at the negotiating table. Okay, Tito, I ain't gonna say shit.
First of all, I would like to remind these soft ass niggas that since you are American citizens, It is your duty never to negotiate with terrorists. In case any of you dumb niggas can't read or don't know American history, when you hear the Marine Corps anthem and they say from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, when you hear the shores of Tripoli part, they're referring to one of the very first expeditions by the Marine Corps in which they went to go free American citizens that were being held by the Barbary pirates in present-day Tunisia, right? You are under no duty to negotiate with terrorists. And these women are terrorists. These women utter terroristic threats towards you. These women utter false allegations towards you. And claim to be Christians, yet violate one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. These women, they damage your property. They burn your clothes. They use razor blades to cut your car. They break out your headlights. They break out your windows. And then they make songs celebrating it. They make movies celebrating it. These women are terrorists to you. Why would you ever want to negotiate with them? Because all they're going to do is want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Let me tell you niggas like Obsidian, who else talks that table shit? I think BGS it more talks that table shit. I don't know. But Obsidian is the main proponent of the table shit. Let me tell y'all something. That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. That's impossible. That's the only thing that makes any type of I guess if you could use the word redress between so-called black women and men, it has to be a truth and reconciliation commission, like some shit like South Africa and Rwanda and post-war France had, where you just have motherfuckers just get up and admit what they did. It's got to be some shit like that. It's got to be some shit like that. And then after that, it's got to be just like complete fucking servitude for so-called black men for the next 400 years. You know, the same shit y'all did for white men. That's the only way that you can see some type of redress. That shit y'all talking about, that's goofy shit. These hoes is laughing in y'all fucking face when y'all saying that shit. And then if they do have a discussion with y'all, all they go do is get on there and denigrate you, assassinate your character, lie, gaslight, make you curse them out, play the victim. That's all they go do. But I don't give a fuck about cursing the bitch out. I would love to be on one of them goddamn panels. But you motherfucking milquetoast niggas will never have me on any of them panels. You niggas hate having me on them panels. You know why you niggas hate having me on them panels? Man, Tito, stop with all that truth and all that common sense shit. You running away the hoes. That's why y'all hate to have me on panels.
Milquetoast niggas.
Yeah, bring them to the table. That's like a motherfucking animal in Malaysia talking about bring a Komodo dragon to the table. Get the fuck out of here. Niggas must be crazy.
What is your definition of the word? I mean, because I posted it on my community tab, and I had a couple guys. I posted 2 definitions of the word negotiation, right? And you know, I got guys debating me over what a negotiation is. What in your I mean, without Webster's definition in front of us, what is your definition? What do you think qualifies as a negotiation?
A negotiation is a discourse or a conversation held between 2 individuals or 2 groups of individuals in which there is some type of discussion about coming to some type of agreement or compromise. That's
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. You see this? Now go to my community tab and read it. It's exactly what he just said. It's exactly what he fucking just said. He just said it. That's what the fuck a negotiation is. two individuals or more, or two groups of individuals that come and attempt to reach some sort of agreement. And I would also add that there's offers, counter offers, and there's back and forth with this. What would you categorize the so-called conversation between black men and collectively? Because we ain't talking about no individuals or your mama, sisters, cousins, brothers, auntie, or none of that dumb shit. Tito, what in your opinion, what's the word that you would use to describe this communication, if you want to call it even that, between the collective of black men and black women?
First of all, before I had to just look at these comments for a minute. You see this nigga bitch right here, this Inky Dion. This bitch been on my dick for the better part of a decade now. I knew that one of these handkerchief headed belly warmers was gonna show up when you put me on.
Who's this? Who?
Inky Dion.
I'm trying to find the comment.
That was one of my very first trolls. But yeah, so
Hey,
there's another gaslight, bitter black males. What am I bitter about? You don't see me hopping up and down in this chair hopping, man. What am I bitter about?
Right. So real quick, and everybody with a wrench, don't wrench the troll. Don't wrench the troll just yet. Tito, I love trolls. I love them.
I love them too. Matter of fact, I would like to have her up here to speak. If she can part her lips, because I know they stuck together with semen, white man semen. She probably can't even open the lips up, nigga, bitch.
Yo,
but I think that people who use this negotiation thing, I think that's the wrong term. You know what term they really should be using, Hunted?
What's up? Talking
parlay. That's the term they should be using. A parlay. A parlay.
Define that. My word is a plea. A plea.
That's what a parlay is.
Okay.
That's what a parlay is.
All right.
A parlay is when you have two different sides in a war, right? Or any type of conflict. They don't have to be a physical real war, before anybody start talking this played out gender war shit. And you have two sides that are grizzled and depleted and diminished, and they demand a parlay, right? Mm-hmm. That's basically what Obsidian is doing. Obsidian is saying, look, your deprival of vagina to me as a crippled man, your collective deprival of female validation to us, your character assassination attempts, your gaslighting, they have psychologically destroyed us to the point where we just want to try to just squash everything with you. That's a parlay. That's not a negotiation. A negotiation is when you have two different sides that might have equal strength, or it might be asymmetrical as far as strength, but you might have, where one side has, like, I give you an example. If somebody did a bank robbery and they took like 20 hostages, of course, the military and the police have the monopoly on force, but it would be politically impossible for them to just run in there and shoot everybody that's in the bank. So they have to negotiate. So even though they have the monopoly on force, the people inside of the bank holding the hostages have the political power at that point, right? And so they have equity of power, but in different things. But what Obsidian and others are looking for when they talk about negotiations, they're not looking for a negotiation. They're looking for a parlay. They are no different than a fucking group of soldiers in the French and Indian War who they might have dammed up you might have a stockade, right? Mm-hmm. And they might have tried to lay siege to the stockade, and they can't, the earthworks is too thick. They can't get through. They got snipers. They shoot them off the wall. They say, wait a minute, stop. This is what we go do. They got a river that runs through there, and that's how they get water. Let's get some stones. Let's dam up that river, and then we go just wait them out. And when every motherfucker's tongue is hanging out, when everybody is starving, that's when they run up a stick with a white flag on it, and they demand a parlay. And they say, hey, we go give up the fort. We just ask that we can have safe passage to so and so.
Right. It's like in John Wick where they ask for
we'll give y'all half our ammunition and half our powder because we still gonna need to hunt animals for food along the way of our march. We got like 300 miles to go. That is a fucking parlay that they are asking for. That is not a negotiation. Y'all stop mischaracterizing y'all cowardice. It's not a negotiation. You ask for us a fucking parlay. Look it up. Parlay.
Dante Whitaker says, first rule of negotiations is that you have to have something to negotiate. There's nothing at this point black men can bargain that black women don't already have or can't get for themselves. You know, outside of black sperm, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's plenty of shit that they can't get for themselves. When they need one of them emergency car repairs, they can't get that shit for themselves. When they need a listening ear that ain't one of their frenemies, they can't get that for themselves. There's a lot of shit they can't get for themselves. But you gotta realize that a lot of these women are kamikazes. They will happily go without that shit just based off of it being ego driven. They will. I've seen it.
I think that he was contextualizing that about black men and specifically, like, you know, basically he's saying that they don't need black men to get what they need, and I think he means like the essentials. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Which to a degree that holds a little weight. Like they don't, you know, it's not like we the government, we could deny them access to anything like, you know, voting rights, abortion rights, student loans and shit like that. Like we can't we can't really twist their arms, you know. And this is what I asked in a conversation. I said, you know, what can we deny access to, or like what can we use to collectively twist black women's arms into this, you know, black male patriarchal, you know, community that, you know,
you shouldn't have to twist that. You shouldn't have to twist nobody's arm. I don't know if a lot of you Manosphere niggas understand this, man, but you should be looking like with that winter is coming shit. I don't know if y'all understand this. You should be looking for volunteers, not hostages. what you have to offer should be so fucking compelling that should be like, you know what, man, fuck this feminism shit.
So let me because all right, so let me just read this and then I'm gonna say something. All right, always keep in mind that everyone has a right to their own opinion. However, you can't dictate to another free man how to live his life and the choices he makes. Let's not be egomaniacs. That's not what we're doing here. If that's the sentiment, do what you want. I've said in many videos, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. SYS to save yourself. If you want to jump out the plane without the parachute, I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to tell you, hey, if you wear the parachute, you might make it. Now, if you decide I'm a grown man, I want to jump out without this parachute because I'm Superman, I can fly, I go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm trying to remember what my next point was now. I might have just lost it, but I think we were just talking about what you shouldn't want to what you said. What was the word you used?
You shouldn't want hostages, you should want volunteers.
Right. So this idea, like, you know, like you was talking about the winter is coming. I keep telling these niggas, first of all, winter ain't coming. Winter ain't coming. This government, this culture is amenable to giving women whatever they need. They'll let you die, but they'll give women, they'll open up schools and churches and shit like that and line beds up in the student gym and let women stay there if they have to. If it gets that bad, it'd be some Hurricane Katrina shit with nothing but women and children in that motherfucker. If you think, you know, oh, winter is coming. But if winter did come and these bitches were so down bad that they had to come back to. Why would you want that? Because you know as soon as winter's over, the bitches is back on their bullshit. I don't. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Since you were a spectator of Manosphere 1.0, this is what I was telling them, the charter class of Ibor niggas. They used to have all of these fanciful videos about what they're gonna do when society collapses, and you know they're gonna build these stockades and these enclosed areas, and women is gonna do this and do that, and so I didn't agree with it, and they got mad at me because I didn't agree, and so I roasted them, and I said, first of all, you niggas are like fucking kids tying a fucking bed sheet around your neck and playing like you Superman. The second thing is that even if fucking society collapsed today, and you niggas built up a fully enclosed stockade with fucking I-beams and drove them into the ground and poured concrete on top of the base of them and shit, and had motherfucking snipers and towers, y'all would have to snatch fucking for y'all to have the type of society that y'all want. Y'all would like literally have to like snatch infants from women and take them into the stockade and raise them and feed them, and then like marry them when they get in they teenage years for y'all to have the society y'all talking about. If y'all take in these women, you gonna have feminist ass bitches. Y'all gonna be walking on the road, and it's gonna be a feminist ass bitch with a whole goddamn boa constrictor around her neck with her tongue hanging out. And you gonna be like, hey, you need some help? She gonna be like, These women have been fully inculcated into. Wait a minute. Hold on. You see this comment right here?
Yeah, I
do. This second to last comment. Could you put that up on the screen right quick? Is this second to last comment?
This one here?
Yeah. Bruh, no. Let me help you out, sir. No, you mean angry man reminds you of me. I don't remind you of angry man. Angry man reminds you of me. This is a style that I made up. Like Cassie to say, how the fuck you go battle me with a style that I made up? That's what's going on right now. Angry man reminds you of me. Thank you. But yeah, it's no way that they would be able to have the type of society that they want with these women that's alive now.
Right.
They would have to, you know what they would have to do? They would have to tell these bras, look, we know y'all starving. We know y'all about to die. We'll make a deal with y'all. If you let us impregnate you, we'll give you a couple bologna sandwiches and a gallon of water a day, and let us keep the child.
Right.
When you have the child, we'll release you from our compound. But we go give you a horse, we go give you a backpack with all the supplies you need, and you can go to the next town. We just want the baby, that's all. They have to do some shit like that. And I guarantee you that some of the women have been done push the baby out and cut the cord and stole like about a big ass like laundry bag full of loaves of bread and be trying to sneak out the gate on their ass.
Word. Niggas are gonna have to pay surrogates. Niggas gonna have to. This is why I tell in Sexy Red TV. What about the black boys? We gotta steal them from y'all, bitch. We gotta steal them from you. You can't listen. As long as these women have control of the children, which means it's not a patriarchy. As long as they have control of the children, there will be no community. It will continue to be what it is. As long as they have, that's why, unless you're gonna do that, if you're not gonna pay surrogates, then you have to have your child with someone outside of the culture. Period. Like, and I get it told to me that, well, if you do that, then your genetics and your this and your that and blah blah blah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Bullshit.
I've
been telling people for years, you don't need a black woman to make a black child. You simply don't. And if you're worried about skin color all that much, we'll go get you the darkest skin East Indian woman you can find. Go get the darkest skin Polynesian woman you can find. If you that way, go to Fiji, go to Tonga or Vanuatu. Matter of fact, those are niggas on them islands. Tonga, Fiji, and Vanuatu, and Papua New Guinea, and I think the Society Islands and the Sandwich Islands. So if you that worried about skin color, then go get you one of them women. But even if you have the whitest of white woman, you don't need, like, look at the dude who's playing for the Bulls, Joakim Noah. You can obviously tell that that's a black man. His father is from a former professional tennis player named Yannick Noah from Cameroon, and then his mother's a Swedish model, right? And so that's why he got the appearance that he got. He got all of the residual athleticism and all of that shit. He get the height from his mother because his father was like 5'10" or some shit. So he get the height from his mother because he like damn near 7 feet tall. But yeah, he got all of the traits and all of that shit, the nappy hair, everything a black man to have, that dude got. You do not need black women to make black children. I don't know why the niggas choose to fall for these gaslights, and niggas is stuck in these velvet paintings. These niggas think that, it's going to be like a revolution, and they go run in an opera hall full of white people and cock a gauge. It's a revolution in this bitch. And there's going to be a black female back there with some camouflage leggings on and a white tank top with a big ass afro passing them ammunition and shit. Nigga, no, it's not. That ain't what it is, man. That ain't what it is.
I tell these guys, right? The guys that won't listen. I ain't speaking to everybody in the chat. I tell them, according to their standard, some of these pro-black dudes, their standard of genetics, because they talk like, like, in order to be black, your shit got to be like super pure Shaka Zulu, right? Let's explore this for a second. Black Americans are the craziest mix of shit. So according to Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson's standard for blackness, ain't none of y'all black, right?
I'm not black, no. And that's crazy, because when you go outside, most black people are my fucking color,
right?
Or one shade thereabout.
Right.
You probably 2 shades darker than me. Most niggas ain't that dark, and it's not. Oh, it's race mixing. No, it's not race mixing. It's we didn't start off that dark in the first damn place. If you look at some of the places that they brought us from, the people that was left behind are not that dark in the first place. It's Igbos in Nigeria that live in all that hot ass sun, and they only my color, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So this idea, and I also made another point many times. I said, first of all, black Americans make up one of the smallest groups of black people in the world.
Yeah.
We don't hold the patent on blackness.
No.
Right. So this, and this idea that, well, you'll lose your culture. Let me say a couple things. We had a black president whose mom is white. Right? Mm-hmm. He's the first black president. Ain't bothered nobody that his mama white. Right? Which parent of Meghan Markle's is white?
The father.
The father. White man, right?
Yeah, she's white.
Yeah, she's the first black princess.
No, she's not black.
Yeah, well, when it's convenient.
No, she's not black. I'm sorry, she's not black. I think that the so-called genetic standards of pro-blackity blacks like Umar Johnson is no different than that Aryan genetic standard that Heinrich Himmler had for people that was in the SS, even though he didn't look like that. He was sharp, he was short with dark hair and wore glasses, but he wanted these tall, statuesque, barrel-chested Ken Dowells to be in the SS. It's no different. It's just a can you do me a favor and let me violate this troll right quick?
Yes, sir.
Misty
Yes,
right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which comment you want? Which one you want?
Get the last one she just made. Black men have to be honest with themselves.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something, you goddamn belly warming ass nigga bitch. Black men are honest with themselves. It's y'all that's not honest with yourselves. Y'all get weaves and swing y'all motherfucking hair. Y'all paint y'all faces like a goddamn race car before you can go outside. Right? Y'all sit here and tell obvious fucking lies. Y'all actually cost the fucking US government money with your fucking lies. You realize that? The CDC had to go on two fucking 10-year studies to find out if so-called black men were all deadbeats because you nigga bitches got on TV and said it so much, right? You wanna talk about not being honest with yourself? Try calling yourself queens and goddesses, but you can't even pay your fucking rent on time, right? You want to talk about not being honest with yourself? Let's talk about being 5'4", 280 and talking about your fucking thick. That's not being honest with yourself, you goddamn shoe shining ass mammy. Now get the fuck up out of here.
But Tito, we the most educated.
You the most fucking enrolled. Most of y'all don't finish any of them fucking degrees or certification programs. You are the chief fucking washouts of the American educational system. They should have a fucking bell for you bitches on every fucking campus like the goddamn Navy fucking SEALs in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And the other one that they got at Camp Pendleton for you fucking hoes. Ding, ding, ding. That motherfucker sound like a goddamn school bell for recess. If they made you bitches ring it every time your ass didn't follow through on a fucking educational system that you started.
Yo,
no,
get the lights up.
Let me clear this up for you. She says, why black men behind every other man when come economic? Bitch, you can't even spell. You can't even fucking type. Right? No, black men are not behind every other group, dumb bitch. We're not behind every other group. No. No, what you should be asking is with segregation.
When come economic.
With slavery. With lynching. With the forced confiscation of land from so-called black people. With burning and destroying black men's property. What you should be asking is why in the fuck all you other groups of men is not 20 motherfucking steps ahead of black men. That's what you should be asking. That's what the fuck you should be asking.
We're actually not behind every other man economically.
No, we not. I know we not.
But yeah.
No, we make more than Hispanic. We not behind every other man. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you get your stats from, Misty Renner? Is Brittany Renner's sister? Who you? Misty
She got
Renner.
her fucking stats from her boss that was rubbing the top of her head while she was doming them off at lunch. You fucking cunt, bitch. Fuck out of here.
I'm offended. Oh my God, the misogyny. Hey, get the likes up. This now we gonna hold this bitch hostage for likes. Likes. We got how many people? 80 people. We got 62 likes, man. I need more likes, man. I'm holding this motherfucker. Get that number up. I'm watching it. Get the like up. I see the number going up. Get it up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. This is General Tito. Tito
And
the truth.
another thing, Misty Renner, the only thing that so-called white men or any other man might have on us in terms of economics, the only advantage that they might have is ease of access to credit. Other than that, if you're talking about just straight making money, and by the way, you goddamn belly warmer. The U.S. Department of Labor says that when so-called black men run businesses, we pay out higher salaries than any other demographic of people in this country. So what was that you were saying?
Hey, this is for everybody who don't know who this is, man. This is Tito the Truth. This is General Tito Manosphere, Black Manosphere 1.0 content creator. If you're not up on him, you need to follow him. She said, blah, blah, blah.
That's the same sound she made when she got her white boss's nuts in the mouth. Blah, 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 like they be doing on the movies nowadays.
You lie, you big dummy. You big dummy. Yeah,
Walk all back in from break with your face smell like balls. Smell like the man draws. All of this shit right here, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, where the likes at? Get them likes up. Get them likes up. We love trolls. Misty Renner. You know what? Thank you for subscribing to the Keep It 100 channel since you're making comments, and this chat is only open to subs. So thank you for your sub, motherfucker. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for hitting my algorithm. Thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Making the weak black man stronger with every sub and every comment. We appreciate you. The black woman is God.
Yeah, you dick sucking bitch. Make sure you go subscribe to my shit too.
You suck the Holy Spirit out you.
Yeah. And I know you gonna be playing with your pussy thinking about me today because you so used to them goddamn simps kissing your ass. You don't know what it feel like to have a real man check the fuck out of you. You probably wish I was in the room with you so I can grab you by your hand, slap dick to your mouth, bitch. But fantasies don't come true like that every day.
Hey, you know, if she free to give us this much attention on Father's Day, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. He said, "You big dummy." So let's move right along, man. Right. So okay, so Manosphere 2.0 comes in. Meet the women back at the negotiating table. Shout out to Leon. I see you, man. Soft sands. Yeah, man. So we get to this negotiating table, and again, it's been spoken on. You got guys who criticize the Manosphere as if now the Manosphere is about negotiating with women, right? Because that's what it's come to. Like, okay, so 2.0 guys come in. Oh, we trying to negotiate with women. Now the whole space is being painted with, oh, y'all motherfuckers is incels. Y'all trying to negotiate with women. Y'all complaining about bitches, this, and that, third, right? Again, we went from, black men trying to put the young dudes up on game, the guys who don't know what the fuck is going on, or might be struggling with it, or might be in they simp struggle. And I've made it clear, I'm not here to save motherfuckers that are simping. Like, I'm not here to save them, because those are the motherfuckers that got us here in the first place, in my opinion. They got us here in the first place, right? So if you're in your simp struggle, you got your simp chip happening. Let me ask you this: do you feel that in our space, right? And I'm not talking about not just people who view the content, but content creators, right? And this ain't a shot to nobody. I know they're gonna take it as it is, right? And I'll deal with that shit later. But it's my opinion, right, that the guys who criticize this space and say those things are given the ammunition to say those things by certain people in the space.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You have a lot of guys like Obsidian that their whole point is like this weird thing. He talks about let's negotiate beauty and all of this shit. It makes not to say that we worried about. Let me bifurcate this point. We aren't worried about how we appear to the masses, so to speak, right? We're not worried about that. We all know that we're going to be painted as lames, misogynists. You know, we doing videos from our mother's basement. You know, just copy and paste the insult here. We already know that. But what we're worried about is how we appear. See what you just said?
Right.
How certain content creators are making us look. It was designed that way. A lot of these niggas are paid agents. It was designed that way. It was designed for them to commit character assassination against the manosphere, not from without as a critic, but from within, right? To give other critics ammunition. And the reason that this infiltration movement has been executed against the manosphere, especially the Black manosphere, is to prevent younger men from joining. So I don't care how I look to like this bitch that was just in this comment section. I don't give a fuck how I look to her. I don't give a fuck how I look to to somebody that works for CNN. I don't care how I look to them. I care how I look and how my channel looks and how the rest of our channels look to a boy that's in high school. That's being called a sellout because he wants to take some other type of girl to prom, right? That's who I care. That's who we should be worried about. That's the validation that we should be trying to get right there. Is these younger men that's incoming into this, right? And so they give our detractors a lot of fucking ammunition, like. They give them an ammo dump full of ammunition. So the whole y'all hate black women, that was just a weak ass gaslight. Don't motherfucker over here hate you. No, but a lot of that other shit, the begging, the simping, all of that shit, the leading with your wallet, all this high value man talk, all of that shit. Yeah, you give a lot of content creators in 2.0 have given full crates of ammunition to our detractors. Yes.
Right. So just so I make it clear to the audience, I don't give a fuck how it looks either. What I'm saying is the reason why I say that is because these same guys will say, well, we're trying to make change, right? Like they feel like, these conversations, because I know what I'm here for. I'm here for what you just said. It's not about convincing black women or the government or any of that shit, because that's an MRA argument.
Excuse me, but how can you have these conversations with people who have a preloaded default culture of not negotiating, but speaking in bad faith? Everything is a bad faith argument. Even you can go right here in this conversation and find a couple of bad faith arguments.
Right.
Everything is a bad faith argument. When you talk to them, everything is a bad faith argument. So it's when these guys talk about conversations and negotiating and all of this shit, I don't understand how they plan to do that when everything is a bad faith argument.
Right. So because again, I said on my last video, I said this is quote unquote, right? This is what we say. This is a red pill space. Red pill is about we see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we accept what it is, and we move accordingly. When I say accept what it is, not that we just bend over and accept shit, but like what I'm saying is this aspirational, like you said, this kneel and beg, which is the way I see it, approach or caring about what other people think. Well, this other talking point of, well, black man, if you do this, or if you do this, or if you have this, or if you talk this way, or dress this way, or whatever, then society and your women and this whatever will act right, and then you can build.
Even though some of them brothers that was lynched had suits on, they had 3-piece suits on.
Fact.
Go back and look at them pictures. A lot of them brothers that was lynched had on 3-piece suits, and their shoes was shiny. while they dangled on that tree, silk tie on and everything, around their neck with the rope.
I gotta highlight this comment because this is a dope saying. Stop giving the benefit of the doubt and doubt the benefit. That's fire. Sup, new? That's fire. I like that.
Yeah.
Doubt the benefit. I like that. I like that. So there's that. Okay, so again, this idea that the Black Manosphere is supposed to be here to, these conversations are supposed to somehow move the needle in the world, right? Like, the conversations that we're going to be having on YouTube, if we continue, then policy will be written, or these bitches will change, or this and that and the third, or whatever, right? There's that position, right? Then there's the position of what's the other thing, man? I'm losing it, man. Shit. That well, first speak on that so I can get it. So,
okay.
that the Manosphere, like, okay, so what are these conversations supposed to do? Right? We know what we're here for. I already said, but for the guys who say, what are these conversations supposed to do? What are you guys here for? Shout out to Romello for that Cash App. I gotta shout out some Cash Apps, man, because I got a couple of them just now. I'm gonna shout out the Cash Apps, man, because I'm demonetized like a motherfucker. Right. So I gotta shout out my Cash Apps, man. Shout out to Romello. Shit. I don't like to call out. I'll just say Cash Out. What's up, Cash Out? Thank you for that Cash App. And my man Ferg, Mike Ferg, shout out to you for the Cash App. The idea that because we're not getting laws changed and we ain't getting policy changed. Now, mind you, we got a couple of guys who trying to do that, but that was never, at least from what I see, the purpose of this shit, right?
No, that can be an outgrowth of it. Like, I did a video last week about the desire to have a proxy violence statute on the books. Right. And Tito Johnson has talked about proxy violence. Dennis Brother talked about proxy violence, right? But no, that was never the original aim of it. The original aim was just to wake so-called Black men up and inform the younger ones. You know what I'm saying? So we never were like, sort of like, we were never, the aim was never to be MRAs. But
right,
when you hear that's one of my favorite gaslights that I miss. Oh, y'all just online. Y'all don't get nothing done in real life. Dog, this red pill shit. Man, this shit just online and why is dating damn near non-existent now? Why is the marriage rate so low? Why is David Bridal going out of business? Why is Zales damn near about to go bankrupt? Why is K Jewelers introducing right-hand rings so women can buy them for themselves? Right? Why are all of these things taking place if this red pill shit is just online? Right? Why do you see the government trying to gaslight us into not making content, talking about the FBI is watching us and all of that shit if we're not having an effect on the bottom line in real life? Right? Why do you have this false flag attack from this man, Frank Chance? Why did the government have to orchestrate that? If we're just having it, we just only online, right? But like I said, if you are going to do anything, the whole MRA protest thing is never the way to go. Lobbying is the way to go. Lobbying is the way to go. So-called Black men have billions of dollars in purchasing power, and we can purchase some city council members. We can purchase some senators, we can purchase some representatives, right? And there goes another belly warming nigga bitch where I'm sitting here talking about taking action in real life, where I'm talking about the lobbying process, talking about making excuses. That's another example of a bad faith argument right there. I'm talking about cogent action, a cogent plan of action that so-called black men can use to advance their cause in the real world. I wonder, does this nigga bitch even understand what lobbying is? Do you even understand, Lady T, bitch? Do you even understand what lobbying is? Do you understand the lobbying process? Do you understand how to hire a lobbying firm? Do you understand how to get legislation written? Do you really think that when you see, Lindsey Graham and all of these people in Congress and in the Senate, do you really think that these laws that they propose, and do you really think that they wrote that shit they self, bitch? No, they didn't. No.
Hey, shout out to Jerome for the Cash App. Anybody hitting me with Cash Apps, please leave the name that you want me to shout out in the comment or memo or whatever, because I don't like to say people's government names on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to ask you something else, man. So okay. So again, the purpose, like, I've gone into the purpose of the Manosphere should be, from the detractors, should be we supposed to be affecting shit on the ground, this and that and the other. And again, we do got, and I'm glad you mentioned Dr. T. Shout out to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. You got guys in here who are trying to make those moves. So there are Manosphere guys who are trying to make those moves, but that was never an obligation or an intent of the space to do that. That is MRA. And shout out to New. He said that's why he moved away from MRA. And MRA is typically white guys who are trying to move their shit forward, and they'll use you for numbers and for a petition, whatever. And then you might think that whatever they push forward might equally benefit you.
But they don't put any money behind it. They just make documentaries and they give lectures and all of that shit. We live with a cash and carry government. You have to put money behind this shit. You have to have you a lawyer draw up some legislation. You have to have a panel of people to say what they want and what they don't want with a law. And then you have a lawyer listen to all of this shit, write on his legal pad, and then draw up the legislation, and then you have another meeting where you come back in and see, okay, cool. You see what he wrote down. He explains it to you in layman's terms, and then you go and hobby a lobbying firm. And when you enlist the services of this lobbying firm, and they find somebody that's like maybe in arrearage on their campaign finances. You might have somebody that's in a real tough battleground district and they need some type of funding to get over the hump. They identify who is running for office might be amenable because they are vulnerable as far as funding goes. And then they identify them, and then they ask them will they be willing to work with you, and you tell them what you're talking about and how you're going to frame it, and then you slap that damn thing on their desk. That's how laws get put on the books for your dumb bitches that's coming in here talking about an excuse. That's how legislation gets written. People pay for legislation all the time.
Shout out to Ramil. He made that. He said that he made that exact point a few streams ago. Shout out to Ramil. He said you need boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. So again, conversations on YouTube are not going to. I mean, it can affect culture and like who was it that said it? You said it, and Cortez said it. You hear kids, because that's why they trying to shut down Tate. That's why they trying to shut down all of us, because we get into the kids. Once we get into kids' heads, you understand what I'm saying? It won't matter who got custody. Yeah. Once this message get out to these young dudes who give less than a fuck about your race loyal arguments or any of that shit, they give less than a fuck about that.
Cincinnati Red, thanks for the cash out, man.
Right. Matter of fact, shit, post your shit, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, Cincinnati Red. Same thing, right? Oh, post your. Let me post your shit. What is your cash app, bro?
It's GT coins. So it's GT COINZ.
Oh, that's right. GT coins, right?
Yeah. Like I've been one day I was in the grocery store. I was kind of lazy. I didn't feel like cooking. They got like a really good hot food section at this one grocery store over here. So I ran over there, got me something to eat, and I was on my way out with it. And this dude that was about all of 19 was like, "Hey man, you General Tito, ain't you?" I was like, yeah. So he got his phone out and shit and took a picture with me. I couldn't believe it, man. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So shout out to Tice, bro. I appreciate you. New was good. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. I appreciate all this love, man. You know, I've been kind of wanting to do this for a long time because again, like you're one of them dudes. You don't really play the politics shit. You don't really play the politics of this space. Like a lot of people do. You know, there's certain things they don't want to say about certain people, this and that and the other. You know what I mean? But you know, like I said, I do got people who, you know, I fuck with in this space, and you do have smoke for some of these motherfuckers. My thing is, you know, but even them, I hold them like, you know, I don't know how much of my shit you see, but you know, even those people, I ask them these questions, and we disagree on a lot of things. You know, I fuck with them because they, you know, we ain't got to hate each other to disagree. You know, nobody's throwing shots at me or anything like that. You know what I mean? But so let's get into this, right? I'm gonna say a name, just Pearly Things, right? So before just Pearly Things, right? So let me set this up, right? Just Pearly, because that's Pearly. That's a big motherfucking shout out to Big Kev 9539 for the Cash App. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that.
And thanks to Expansion Wiring for the Cash App, and Shaka, thanks for the Cash App, and Mr. Zeke, thanks for the Cash App.
Right. So let's talk about Pearl for a minute, right? So this is okay. So let me set this up, right? So
what's up, Muse, baby? Muses of American, but I don't know why she called herself that. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up, King? I see you. Who else is up in here? Cockrum, I see you. Yeah, so just Pearly Things. We know that she's an alum of, you know, the school of Kevin Samuel. She you know, she came in, right? She said everything, you know, she came in, you know, she's pretty much what I consider, she's not Black Manosphere. A lot of people use her to attach her to the Black Manosphere, but that didn't come out of the blue sky, right? Now I stand on this point. The Black Manosphere did not create Pearl, but there are people in the Black Manosphere that say that Pearl will somehow, with her content, move the needle or somehow improve the standing for Black men. Shout out to Maul for the Cash App. I see you. Shout out to you. You know, that somehow, again, one of those type of arguments where, okay, she's a conservative female. She is making, I guess, general manosphere dating and, you know, other type of arguments, you know, that have been in this space for a long time. She's not saying anything specific to Black men or the Black men's experience or what we deal with. I mean, because she can't. Let's keep it real. She can't. If she does, then
you could never understand. How can she talk about something that she could never understand?
So my point is, you know, and everybody on this channel knows, I have never boosted Pearl. Never. Since day one. Never boosted Pearl. You want to watch, I've said it again and again, you want to watch her content, that's fine with me. It's fine with me, right? Well, she said she's a conservative, so I'll take a word for it. She's conservative. See, this is the thing that kills me about some of these people. They're conservative depending on the conversation.
I don't think she's a conservative. I think that she's actually a leftist, because her vision, just like most so-called white people's vision, is of a white ethno state for this country. So if your vision of this country is a white ethno state, then you are a socialist.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're a socialist.
You're a socialist.
Right? So you're socialist for white people. When it comes to what as soon as the conversation of black people or black men come up, all of a sudden you're this conservative, right? And this is why I tell motherfuckers, I say, understand that anything that you mention about black men is a liberal talking point to a so-called conservative. That's how that goes, right? It's a talking point. It's a conservative, it's a liberal talking point to a conservative person, right? So my question to you, and I want you to expound on that 1 second.
Romello, thanks for the cash out, brother.
So
and Big Kev, thanks for the cash out.
For anyone who might find that just pearly things, and again, she goofy when she want to be, sometimes but most of the shit that she says that makes sense that she got from the space, right? So I don't want to give her pats on the back like she's saying some revolutionary shit, right? If it's correct, it's correct, and whatever. But this idea that this woman is coming to save us,
that is the notion of a coon. Just Pearly is not coming to save you. Just Pearly is not going to be some type of catalyst that causes a paradigm shift or a cultural change in this country or anything. Just Pearly is just a goddamn grifter. She sees the numbers that these channels do. She sees the numbers that Kevin Samuels did. And she knows that with some of you simp-hearted ass men, that all she has to do is just look like she's just even 40% of the way agreeing with you, and you will just drool at the mouth and send her half of your rent. She knows that. Just Pearly is a feminist like most other women in this country. She Me Too'd a black man. She took advantage of the system to settle a dispute with a black man. She doesn't give a fuck about black men, which is why she won't specifically address anything towards you. But I think it's crazy, absolutely crazy, that you got black men saying this, but I understand why these niggas are saying this. These niggas are saying this because a lot of these guys are agents whose handlers have instructed them to damage this space. And pandering and simping after this bitch is one of the things that damages this space from within.
You don't think, now let me ask you this, because it's a fair question. You don't think that they're just mistaken and they're just misplaced? It's a fair question.
Some people might be, but the ones with the larger channels aren't. And I talked about this. I had lengthy discussions about this on my channel. I used to always wonder when I would hear certain people with larger channels complain about somebody else. They would like let it slip past their lips, and they would be like, so and so politicking offline when they would be on their lives. They would be in a moment of anger, right? And then people in the comment section would ask them to elaborate, and they never would. They would always accuse somebody of politicking offline, and I would always wonder, what are they talking about? And I started to notice a pattern that it was people with larger channels that would say that, or people that were directly aligned with people with larger channels that were saying that. So remember last year when the brother with the gaming channel, Corey Kenshin, remember when he did that video talking about how YouTube is racist? One of the things that brother mentioned in that video is that when you reach 100K on the subs, that YouTube well, not YouTube, but Google assigns you a representative. So then that's when that's what all these niggas been meaning all of these years about politicking offline. They were probably using these handlers as intermediaries. And not only that, a lot of these guys seem to be having people that's like handing them shit to say. Because once they get to a certain level, it seems like whatever they were saying before don't resemble what they saying now. They get to a certain level when they switch up. So I think that a lot of these guys are being steered from without by people that run Google to say some of the shit they say. And one of them things is that, oh yeah, Just Pearly is gonna save us. You know, it's good for us, you know, for her to articulate our position because they won't listen to a black man. Not only will they not listen to a black man, they won't listen to a white woman or a white man trying to talk on the behalf of black men, dumb motherfucker. What the fuck do you think John Brown had to pick up a motherfucking gun for?
Shout out to the Ray ass. Yeah, but go ahead, bro.
Why do you think John Brown had to pick up a gun and raid a motherfucking ammunition depot? Because he tried to talk to his fellow white motherfucker about black men and they wasn't trying to hear it.
What I'm trying to understand is if the Black Manosphere says, and this, you know, and this is going to be taken as some, because I'm part of the Black Manosphere, but people will say that I'm attacking the Black Manosphere, and no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm attacking some of the logic that gets spoken on here sometimes. So let me say that. Clip that and run with it. If we can accept that we did not create Pearl, then we can't also say that she belongs to us and that she is doing work for us. There's nothing that she's doing or saying that affects any of the things that we talk about here. Nothing. Right? I don't give a fuck who she interviews on a channel, none of that shit. I don't care about that shit. I don't give a fuck about it.
This is fucking Kevin Samuels 2.0. These same niggas was talking about, oh, well, now, you know, Kevin is doing numbers now, and he's gonna, you know, he's gonna open up doors for us, and he's gonna take us mainstream, and you know, he's gonna explain to people, and then these women are gonna come back to the table. That's the same thing y'all said about him. This nigga didn't mention y'all once, not one fucking time.
He said he was red pill. I mean, pardon me, blue pill. He said he wasn't red pill. My bad. But
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this. I think that there was good and bad sides of Kevin Samuels. My biggest gripe with Kevin Samuels is he brought girls onto his show every day to tell them what, you know, submissive mask they should put on to trick niggas into marrying them. And he didn't really, I mean, other than him, I guess, in subtext showing black men how black women were on it, but he didn't go out of his way to tell black men what to look out for in terms of what he's sending these women after successful men.
Oh yeah, because you got to be a high value man, you know.
Right, he's sending them after successful men.
You're not a human being unless your conveyance is a fucking Maserati coupe. I forgot about that part.
Well, that's how they see it, right? Because that's what they're looking for. I don't think his argument was to basically say that all black men should be high value, because he often said that if you are average woman, you should be going after an average man, but call after call after call of average and below average women looking for high above average men. And he used to always tell them, like, you think as average as you are, you think you're better than the man you qualify for. He's often said that, right? So I don't want to get his message twisted, but at the same time,
but a lot of them bras didn't qualify. He would be trying to qualify them for us, and a lot of us that's in the trades and everything don't want them dudes. I mean, don't want them girls. I'm reading the comment where he say Kevin was sending dudes off. Yeah, but they, what I didn't agree with out of them conversations is that it was this paradigm that was being created, like, you know, all of the women that's slightly overweight, all of the women that's with kids and stuff, that they that's the lot that we are consigned to because we work in trades. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he told, but again, those, when you work in trades, those women, they can't be out here speaking as though they fresh off the showroom floor. But yeah, man, you know, that's not gonna work. But you know, so Pearl has come out, and I think Pearl has come out, and correct me if I'm wrong. Pearl has come out and said, you know, she's not a black channel, she doesn't do black content, this and that and the other. So basically, she said, you know, I'm here for entertainment, right? She said this out of her own fucking mouth, and I believe her, right? I'm here for entertainment. I ain't here to, you know, do none of this shit, right? That I guess a lot of these people were saying, hey, she's here to do this or do that, or we're hoping for some sort of accidental, incidental, residual effect benefit, right? From her YouTube show.
Did BGS see that?
I'm gonna let you speak, man.
Oh,
did he see it?
I hope he saw that. I hope he saw it so he could stop getting on his goddamn knees praying for manna from heaven from this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's not coming, BGS. I'm sorry, brother. It's just not coming. I'm gonna direct you to John Brown once again. Not only do so-called white people, they don't want to hear when you saying it, but they don't even want to hear that shit about black men when they own white people are saying it. This is why John Brown had to pick up a motherfucking gun. This is why John Brown had to pick up a gun. This is why you had so-called white people, you know, risking their lives and risking their property to hide people in the Underground Railroad, to have people in their barns and in their wine cellars and storm cellars and all of that.
Right.
And in the attics of their homes. And covered wagons and shit and smuggle them. This is why they had to take those extraordinary steps, because they not trying to hear that shit either. This is why the Northwestern University Innocence Project gets kicked out of courtrooms.
Right.
This is why they get kicked out of courtrooms, because even when it's a white person trying to speak on the behalf of so-called black men, even the white people ain't trying to hear that shit. It don't matter that it's a white person saying it. They don't give a fuck. They plain don't give a fuck. They don't.
Shout out to Dr. T. He's in the building. All right. He said, hit the like button. Is a doctor telling you to hit the like button?
What's up? Yeah, shout out to Dr. Johnson, straight up.
Right. This man is a doctor. He said hit the like button, so do that shit. You're supposed to do what the doctor say. So hit the like button, people. You know what I'm saying? Get these likes up, get them up, get them up, get them up. So yeah, he shot you out. Shouted you. Yeah. General Tito. Yeah, man. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Did I ask you everything? I'm trying to think, did I ask you everything? I'm trying to think, what did I leave unturned? I mean, right, again, we done touched SBE, we done touched, you know, just pearly things. We done touched shit. What have I left out? Because we you know, we 2 hours in, and you know, we're gonna soon wrap this up, man. But
you asked me something about roasting on my roasting career.
Oh, bro. Yes. Okay. It's my Denzel right there. Okay, so Roast King General Tito. The Roast King General Tito.
Mm-hmm.
When did that start? Because I don't know. Again, for everybody that's in the chat, my man roasts motherfuckers like all the time. Yeah, you know, people look at me, oh, Marcus, you talk shit. No. This motherfucker talk shit. Like, his whole brand at this point is the roast
Yeah,
This is the
it didn't used to be like this.
maybe not, right? But like,
Uh,
right,
yeah. When I first started out, I was just giving like really, really raw and unvarnished commentary about every facet of life here in the United States as it pertains to so-called black men, mostly, right?
right,
But at one point, you had, you had a lot of reactionaries out there, right? And I roasted one person, and so then the roast was so bad that people started running to me with it. And so it was a series of videos called Kicking Ass and Taking Names. And I think I ran it to like 10 different videos where I just a bunch of just vicious roasts. Sometimes people speculate that one of my roasts ended up killing a man. I don't know if that's true or not. It was a guy by the name of Player Supreme, and rest in peace to him. But he had a dating coach channel, and I roasted his ass so bad on 2 videos that he was like hemorrhaging subscribers. I mean, he lost like 5,000 subs in a week, something crazy like that. That's how extreme the roast was. And then like a few years later, they said the man was dead. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Tito did it. I'm like, no, I didn't kill that man with that roast. I don't roast the people where they remove their whole fucking channels and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the roasts are a weapon to try to demoralize our opponents. That's what the roasts are about. A lot of people think, oh, that's just him being bitter, or he putting on the show because that's gonna get ratings. Negative things get ratings. No. Those might be small parts of it, but it's mostly to demoralize our opponents. The same way one of them roasts, it's the same sentiment that a lot of y'all had when y'all was looking at them talk shows in the 80s. It's that same energy turned back on you.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So you've done roasts on people inside and outside of the space, right?
Oh, and by the way, I'm one of the only black Manosphere channels that don't give a fuck about roasting somebody that's in the Manosphere that's white. I set the pace for that shit too. Before I did that, nobody had ever done it. I did that, I don't roast it. Red Pill Philosophy, Undead Chronic, Sandman. I don't roasted some people with really big channels, really big, without fear. Them or they feminine ass subscribers.
No doubt, no doubt. So this is unless I can come up with something. What's your at the Black Manosphere as it stands right now, and and the guys that's in it. You know what? Before I do that, who in the Black Manosphere content do you rock with? Like, who do you think is out there doing some good shit? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yours, Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Shaka, Dennis Sperling, Black Ram. What's that guy's name? The kind of swole brother, Medium Man. Who else? Accountable Commentary. Those guys are out there doing some real good work, really good work.
No doubt.
And what's the African brother's name? Manosphere Highlights or whatever. Him too.
Oh, Manosphere Highlights Daily.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
How much proof do you need? Shout out to Leon for the Cash App. Oh, yeah. How much proof do you need? I almost forgot this. I'm glad I didn't. Because I got about 10 minutes left because I was almost on we about to hit the hour.
Mm-hmm.
The female content creators in the Black Manosphere, right? Your opinions on the presence of female content creators. Do you think they serve a positive or negative purpose, or are there positive ones and negative ones, or like, I guess just give me your overall feelings about women in the space having channels that that guys listen to, and sometimes often get more views than the men in this space. Do you think they're agents? Do you I don't want to throw too many things in the question, but go ahead and speak on that.
I think that these women with these channels are very, very corrosive influence. And the reason I say that is because they are just reaffirming the matriarchal status of the nigga community. Every time they come on, that's what they're doing. Every time, every single time that they come on, that's what they're doing. Hell, there's one of these content creators who plagiarizes me so damn bad that she'd go on 20 minutes after I was on and had the same thumbnail and everything, Crimson Cure, the same thumbnail, all of that shit. And I'll be like, God damn, but won't even shout me out. Not that I don't need it or nothing, but I'm like, wow, like if I say one word that somebody else said, I'm gonna shout them out like I shouted out Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to anybody in Philadelphia, even though I fucking hate the Philadelphia Eagles from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's a very, very corrosive influence. I think that I understand some of them might make the claim that they just talking to women and all of that. I don't really buy that. I don't buy that.
You said that they just talk.
I think that they found the hustle. I think that they found the hustle, and they working it for every dime that it's worth, because they don't have any skin in the game. Any female content creator like us, we got skin in the game. You know, we doing this shit in jeopardy of our life, damn near, right? We doing this shit in jeopardy of our employment. We doing this shit in jeopardy of, our neighbors talking shit about us if they was to see our channels and all of that. We literally have the skin on our ass in this game right here. But female content creators, they don't have any skin in the game. They don't. They literally don't have any skin in the game. These black female content creators, they can turn on a dime right now and be a divester, and they'll have the same amount of subscribers or maybe even more than they did before.
Would you name any exceptions? Do you think any of them have any good intentions when they speak on the things that we speak on? Like any of them? Like,
I hate to say it, but she doesn't make content anymore. I don't know if you remember these two women. Remember Karen Strong and Diana Davison was weird. They both from Canada.
Karen Strong sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, the lady with the short hair be smoking cigarettes and shit in front of the computer. Yeah. First of all, she has skin in the game because she lives in Canada, where people would have came and burned her damn apartment building down if they would have found out where she lived at doing them videos. That's one thing. The second thing is they were doing it before you had Super Chats, before you had Cash App, before you had any of that. And once again, they were doing that from a bastion of left-wing authoritarianism.
Right.
So they were actually taking a risk, whereas these girls are not really taking any risk. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like what's her name, Danica Marie. Okay, you put on a lot of spandex outfits, and people can see your nipples and all of this shit. And you halfway agree with men, but we gotta understand, brothers gotta understand that they, at the end of the day, most likely they have some traces of feminism to them because they got raised in this country.
Right.
They got
That's
raised
often what I say. Yeah. I say that, yeah. I often say real quick that no matter how, and this is my opinion, no matter how aligned a woman might be with you, there's always going to be a fork in the road place where it's going to be that one topic or that one point of view where y'all gonna diverge, right? Y'all gonna diverge. It's like when you watch whether it's Pearl or whether it's remember Tommy Lauren? They used to be on the all the conservative shit.
Yeah.
Like what
See how
guys,
she ended up showing her ass, don't you?
right, is at some point there, no matter how much they might feel like they're advocating and this and that and the other, eventually you're going to get to a place where they're not their position on a particular thing, because they would be cutting their nose despite their facing their agenda to agree with you, right? So that's the, and one guy, and the same can be said for even like white manosphere guys, right? Where racially, or whether it be racial politics or power, anything that socially goes on in this country, they can agree with you all day about everything having to do with women, but then it will come a time where there will be a conversation, just like what we was talking about earlier.
Like the credit system,
right? Right. With their position, they can't give up they're gonna disagree with you at some point, and that disagreement won't be a small one. It's gonna be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why often I tell, I don't know if Hood Conservative is still here, but and Dr. T mentions Pink Book. I like Pink Book too. I don't know. Again, I can only speak for these people's content. I can't speak for who they are. What's up, Tito?
Pink Book. I called her up before. Pink Book is a member of the Skin Color Police.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A member of the Skin Color Police. She said on one of her videos, she was talking about how, a lot of these dudes try to come off all pro-black, but then the first thing they go and do is get a light-skinned black woman, but that's still a black woman at the end of the day. But that's what she said. So that's that skin color police and shit. And I called her out about that. They always love to presume that their gaslights and guilt trips can be a joystick to control you and manipulate what you are going to do with your penis, which I never understood.
So skin color police, dick police, whatever. It all falls under the same category. Let me ask you this, right? How, in terms of, well, I think we covered that already, because again, you got people saying, oh, this and that, and this person is saying this and this changing this, we making strides and this and that, and these things are changing and this and that. How much real policy you think has been changed from these conversations?
I don't, as far as governmental policy, I won't say that we've got any codified laws in the books, but like there is like a slightly different tone. And I'll give you an example. I live in the south suburbs of Chicago, right? And out here, when a woman gets on the phone and calls, the police or somebody for domestic violence, you know what they do? They send out a female sergeant, usually with two male officers, or a female sergeant with one female officer and one male officer, right? And they do that because they want the responding female sergeant to be a point person on the investigation to see that this shit really happened. They don't just blindly run with their word no more. And so what happened half the time is that they'll be like, oh, so he did what to you, honey? Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that because your hair and your makeup is perfect. You look like you're about to go on the Oscars. I've actually seen female cops say this to these females after they don't call the police on some brother. And they're like, I don't really think so, honey, but I'm about to leave. Or they will get there on scene and the woman will push the issue even after the female sergeant tells her, no, I don't think this is, and she'll push the issue, and then they end up locking her up. Now, even 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been happening. So that's one thing that's changed. it's changed the economic landscape a lot. A lot of these, the mom and pop sandwich shops, ain't it funny how they try to use the pandemic, the scamdemic, as a reason for restaurants going out of business. When you look around, the mom and pop pizza shop is still there. The mom and pop barbecue spot is still there. You know what I'm saying? The little sandwich shops that where you get your ghee rolls and your hot dogs. I know you're not from Chicago, but yeah, they still there. No, it's them sit down bistros, them romantic have a date restaurants that went out of business. And you know why they went out of business? Because a lot of these hoes ain't worth taking out no more.
So before we get up out of here, because I got a few minutes left, right? So Big Dog Productions, because I was going to say, hey, man, you know, use this few minutes to say anything you want, but this right here is very expensive. He said, how dare y'all not mention the president of the Black Manosphere and our skills and resources manager and our pastor of the church for shame, sirs? How do y'all dare not mention this? So before we get out of here, man, I want you to address this comment. I just want to make it known that I did not bring this up. This was brought up by Big Dog Productions.
Hey, Big Dog, whoever wants to try to run for the presidency, that's fine. But all of y'all better goddamn remember, like I said in the beginning, I'm the goddamn George Washington and the goddamn George Patton of this shit. Remember that. Because if I wouldn't have got on their ass when all them white MGTOW was talking shit about Walter Scott dying, you won't have a Black Manosphere. It'd just be all one amalgamated lump, and niggas would be up under these white Manosphere clowns, just like them black females up under Gloria Steinem and them back in the day.
Before we go, is there anyone you want to give a message to before we jump out of here?
Yeah. Well, she not on YouTube, but you know, the code enforcement lady from my village. Why do you care that I fix cars? Why do you try to give me tickets for that shit? Why? No, I'm just kidding. Who I would like to give a message to is all of the younger brothers that tune into these videos. You know, don't believe the agents. You know, don't get fooled by all of these people with all of these goofy messages. Don't be fooled by these dating coaches talking about masculine frames and all of this shit. No. Come to channels like this. Come to channels like mine that are really go help you, you know, dissect all of the traps and snares that this society has in store for you. And what you will find is life-saving information here. Real talk.
Yo, everybody hit me with a like, man. If y'all ain't never, you know, see this man's channel before, y'all need to holler at it. I mean, my man goes off all the fucking time. I'm trying to paste the link that I posted earlier. Is Tito the Truth. Okay? Tito the Truth. So go check out his channel. He's firing shots at a lot of motherfuckers, man. You know, he's shooting. But he's also all the information that you heard this man say while we've been on here, man. I mean, he's been spitting some facts, he's been spitting some data. And yeah, man, it's some uncut raw shit. And again, he's one of the original OGs of this shit. I appreciate you. This is your second time here, right? You know, before we was clowning around, but this is our first real conversation on here, man. And, you know, I appreciate, you know, you jumping in here with me, man. And yeah, man, I'm gonna post your link again. And yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, thanks for having me on, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me on to jeopardize your friendships that you have with other content creators. You had that nigga on there. Man, your phone. Make sure you plug your shit in when you get off here, man.
Hey, look, man, they go that laugh, y'all. They go that evil shit. Yo, check it. Look, man, and I'm gonna say this before we go, okay? Y'all heard what he said, right? Now, earlier you shouted out Dennis, right? A lot of motherfuckers came at my head for Dennis because me and Dennis did bump heads like a motherfucker, okay? And motherfuckers, you know, Dennis and his D Hive came for me, and motherfuckers like, oh shit, well, nigga, you on your own, nigga. You gonna have to hold that by yourself. Well, if that's what it is, I mean, look, I'm not here to tell nobody else who to fuck with, and the same goes the other way. So at the end of the day, man, I appreciate you for coming down. He said, jeopardize your hey, man. That's some funny shit, but yo, we out of here, bro. This was Sunday afternoon, man. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Matter of fact, I'll see y'all Wednesday. Disagreement Day 3. Y'all already know what it is.
Y'all know I'm coming Monday with a straight platinum roast to insult somebody into being completely psychologically demoralized.
Yeah, man. So, yo, follow this man, yo. Follow this man. He talks his shit, man. Y'all say y'all come to here for entertainment. Well, y'all be entertained. So, I appreciate y'all. We out of here. Peace out, bro.
All right,
Good
y'all.
looking,
Peace.
man. Let me hit that end button.